Here we are. We are live on Facebook, and this is our logic and accuracy test for the 2020 primary election. I hope you can hear me. We are here in our elections room. We have a few folks here we'll introduce. First of all, we want to welcome from the Secretary of State's office, Kelly Mosley. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay. We also have, I am David Frisk. I'm the elections manager here at Kitsap County. And I have my LNA team, which is Chief Deputy Daryl Dowves, our technology analysts, Michael Aguirre and Tina Agnew, Regina McRae, who's our election supervisor, and Steve Gardner, our public information officer. At this point, we don't have any other observers except for you. Watching here on Facebook Live, so welcome. We are going to test our tabulation equipment. That's what the LNA is. We want to make sure that, that it's all working properly. So we pre-marked a bunch of ballots. We're going to scan them through just like we would in an election, and we're going to tabulate them. We already know what the results should be, and then they should all add up. We've tested it, so we know that it works. This is for you, for the public, and to certify. This is an election that has 54 contests. There are 17 federal and state contests, 2 county commissioner contests, 1 local measure, and we have 34 PCO contests. And everything that we do here is conducted in accordance with the RCW 29A 12-130. Today we will be testing the programming of our digital scan ballot counting system to verify that it counts correctly all the votes cast for all the contests appearing in this election. There is only 1 ballot type for this election, and we also have an accessible voting unit, which is here, which you'll be able to see. And we've already tested this equipment. This is something that we would use for someone who needed maybe they were sight impaired or something like that, and they needed special access to vote their ballot. We've confirmed on this already that all the target areas are working properly, and all the text on screen matches the text on the paper ballots. What we're standing in here is this is our tabulation room. It's a secure room with a key card entry. After we complete our certification test today, it'll be locked down so that the only way you can enter is if you have 2 staff members with access badges. 1 by themselves cannot get in. We also have 24-hour surveillance cameras in this room. We have another great thing about this room is that none of the equipment in this room is connected to the internet in any way. We're being filmed with a cell phone with Wi-Fi. That's the only way that we're able to communicate out. It's not connected in any way to this equipment. We're going to test our equipment now. And the first thing we do is we just want to make sure that there's we have a 0 report, so that everything is zeroed out before we run these test ballots. So Michael and Tina, if you guys can do that for us, we'll run the 0 report. Because there's 54 contests, it's quite a large report. It just shows every contest and the fact that there are no votes tallied for any of the races. So it'll just take a minute to print. Okay, thank you. We'll just take a quick look through this report to make sure that all we see are zeros in all the races. And Kelly, you'll just kind of confirm that with me if you don't mind.
Yes.
Okay, so there's page 1 for here. We can see that there's 0 precincts reporting up here on these races. There's 0.
Yes.
Okay. All zeros.
Right.
Stuck on one of these pages here. Yeah, we're getting there.
Oh, my glasses have been fogging up. 0.
Okay.
And 0.
0, and that's the end of the report.
Yep.
So all races are at 0. So the next step, let's take a look at, let's show you just an example of what we're looking at so you can see maybe. That it just shows the race and that there's no votes tally for either candidate. And we just confirm that basically we're working with a blank slate here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to scan the ballots. We're going to scan actually almost 800 ballots, 797 ballots on all 4 of our scanners. Go ahead and get started scanning. Okay, scan away. We want to test every one of our scanners because it's really an equipment test. We want to make sure everything's working properly. During an election, we probably really use every one of these scanners at some point. It's a fairly large ballot this year because we have so many candidates for governor. We have to fit them all on one page, so it's a real long ballot. We'll take a look at it in a little bit after we're done with the scanning. We'll take a look at one of the ballots so you get a look at it. So the scanners, of course, they scan both sides of the ballot. As it's scanning, taking picture, of course, of both sides of the ballot here. It's looking for the marks. So the scanning system will recognize anytime there's a mark in a box. If there's no mark in a box, then it will assume that there's no vote. This is what you have to important that you mark your ballot properly. If you did vote your ballot with something other than a mark, then we would catch that in processing, and we would have to duplicate that ballot to create a scannable ballot. Hey, Michael, how long does it take to scan like a 200 ballot batch that's clean? Depends on how long it is.
Oh, this is our longest ballot. We've only done those 8.5 by 11. Those are quick. So, but this one, I would say twice as long.
They're going really smooth and fast.
That's
So.
because they're not
They're
folded.
not folded. Yeah. Once they're folded, once we send them out to the voter and we fold them up, they send them back to us. And when we're looking at them and we're examining the ballots, we try to unfold them as much as we can.
Yeah.
Because the more folded they are, the more it slows down the process. But we really can't avoid it unless we sent out an envelope to everybody that was 20 inches. But they still work really well. The scanners work well even with the folded ballot. It just slows down.
Really smooth.
I have one rejected. Yes, so we've got a rejected ballot in one of our batches. So normally what that means is it could be something like a barcode. Like there was a mark in a barcode or something like that. We may have to take a look at it. Or a ballot might have been folded over a barcode. So we're going to figure it out exactly why we do that. And then we just rescan the batch.
Yeah.
Okay, you were good over here? No, everything is perfect. Perfect. We just have this one. We'll figure out what it is. And that's not uncommon. Almost every time we run a couple of batches, there's one in there that didn't scan right.
P1CH6. P1CH6.
What was the reason? Was there a reason?
Oh,
it just went in crooked.
so it just went in. So
It went in crooked, so the scanner couldn't read the barcode properly. It's not uncommon. We can just rescan that. Will we rescan the ballot or the whole batch?
so it's all or none.
Okay, so we'll rescan the whole batch, make sure everything goes in straight, and we should be fine. Nice and straight now, Michael.
All right.
So we're almost done scanning here. So once we've completed the scanning, then we're going to take a look and see if we have any ballots that we have to look at. And we already know we will, because when we pre-marked all these ballots, we made sure we want to test everything. So we marked a couple of ballots as overvotes, which is more than one vote in a contest. So that should pop up. We marked a write-in, wrote a write-in vote in there, and we should be able to pull that one up when we go over to the tabulation. That's when we'll see the write-in, right? So and there should be a blank ballot in there as well. So we'll go through after he's done scanning this, and it looks like we're almost done. And then Michael will show you on the computer here what that looks like. And also we have a little legend that says what the different colors mean, and we'll show that as well. All right, we're good that time. Everything's scanned through. Ready? Now we're going to review the ballots. Those are the 4 batches that we scanned.
So we're going to click on here, this first batch. And we're going to accept these batches. And it's going to say we have an automatic resolution of undervotes because we don't want to see those. So we're just going
Right,
to say
so an
yes.
undervote is really when someone chooses not to vote in a race, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's a voter's choice. And so there's nothing that needs to be done with that. We just accept it. So we're accepting all of the ballots that have undervotes on them.
As you can see, it's still red. So there's something else in here that we need to take a look at. So we'll scroll down. And it's right here.
Okay, so that's red. So what does red mean?
So if you do the legend here, the red means overvote here.
Okay, and then yellow, if it were yellow, that would be undervote.
Yes.
Damaged ballot would show up as pink. Blank ballot would show up as like a dark blue.
Yeah.
So that's our
So we're going to accept the overvote.
truly an overvote.
And we'll close this. And now it's clear.
Now it's white, so we know all the ballots in there are good.
And now we're going to solve again for undervotes.
It is. Okay, all those are good. Last one.
All right.
Okay, so we're all good.
We're good.
So now we're going to take all those results, and we are going to drop them onto what we call a V drive, which is like a USB drive. And then we're going to walk it over to the tabulation computer, which is also not connected to the scanning equipment. All right. Okay, so we need to kind of insert the B drive. We'll pull up all the ballots, and then we'll locate the write-in on there, and then we'll see if it's a valid write-in or not.
It shows the rating right here.
Okay, so this, we're going to assign it. It's for someone who's not even a candidate. So
Right.
that would be, we're going to assign that to, we're gonna unassign it. Unassign that. Right.
And we'll have results.
And now we can print results, and then we can verify those
Works.
results to what we are supposed to have. Do you have the, what we're supposed to have?
Yes, I do.
Okay, good. Now, would you like to read to me, or would you like me to read off to you?
Whatever you would like.
Okay. I'll go ahead and read it then. If you don't mind. So we're going to print all the results up. Prior to coming here, we gave Kelly from the Secretary of State's office the expected results. So I'm going to read the results off as they're printed, and she'll verify them with what our expected results are, and then everything will be great. Okay. All right, so I have 15.
We have 4 people watching, everyone.
We should have 17. Okay. Uh-oh.
I know.
I'm gonna have to put on the foggy glasses.
We're down to 3 now.
Yes.
2.
Okay.
Sit down, David.
Oh, yeah, sure, that's no problem. Okay, so just to make things a little bit easier as we go, there's so many candidates. I'll read the first name of the candidate, and then that'll just be a little bit easier for us to go through if you don't mind.
Not at all.
The first race is the Congressional District 6, U.S. Representative. Elizabeth has 41 votes, Chris 2, Rebecca 3, Stephen 4, Johnny 5, Derek 6. And that race has 1 undervote and 1 write-in. Okay,
You need one overvote.
sorry, yes, 1 overvote and 1 write-in. Very good. Just a little test there.
Yeah, he was testing
Good
it.
job. Okay, so now we're gonna read the governor's race. We have Alex has 41 votes, Phil 2, Ryan 3, Leon 4, Henry 5, Tim 6, Liz 7, Good Space Guy 8, Omari 9, Don 10, Martin 11, Raul 12, Tyler 13, Winston 14, Ryan 15, 4 16, Jean 17, William 18, Matthew 19, Dylan 20, Cameron 21, David 22, Anton 23, Craig 24, Nate 25, Cregan 26, Ian 27, Cairo 28, Elena 29, Jay 30, Joshua 31, David 32, Joshua Wolf 33,
Lauren, 34, Richard, 35, Bill, 36, and no overvotes or write-ins on that race. Okay, next we have Lieutenant Governor. Joseph, 41, Jared, 2, Ann, 3, James, 4, Marco, 5, Matt, 6, Michelle, 7, Bill, 8, Richard, 9, Denny, 10, Marty, 11. No overvotes or write-ins. Please let me know if I'm going too fast.
You're fine.
Okay. Secretary of State, Ed, 41, Gentry, 2, Kim, 3, Gail, 4. No overvotes or write-ins. Okay, next we have State Treasurer, Dwayne, 41, Mike, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. State Auditor, Joshua, 41, Chris, 2, Pat, 3. No overvotes or write-ins. Attorney General, Matt, 41, Mike, 2, Brett, 3, Bob, 4. No overvotes or write-ins. Commissioner of Public Lands, Cameron, 41, Steve, 2, Hillary, 3, Kelsey, 4, Miriam, 5, Stu, 6, Frank, 7. No overvotes or write-ins. Superintendent of Public Instruction, Ron, 41, Maya, 2, Stan, 3, David, 4, Dennis, 5, Chris, 6. No overvotes or write-ins. Insurance Commissioner, Anthony, 41, Shirayu, 2, Mike, 3. No overvotes or write-ins. Legislative District 23, State Senator, Pam, 23, Christine, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Legislative District 23, Representative Position 1, Lou, 23, James, 2, Leslie, 3, Tara, 4, April, 5. No overvotes or write-ins. Legislative District 23, State Representative Position 2, Elena, 23, Drew, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Legislative District 23, State Representative Position 1, Drew, 11, Jesse, 2, Carrie, 3. No overvotes or write-ins.
What legislative district?
26.
Okay.
Legislative District 26, State Representative Position 2, Michelle, 11, Joy, 2, Alicia, 3. No overvotes or write-ins. Legislative District 35, State Representative Position 1, Colton, 7, Dan, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Legislative District 35, State Representative Position 2, Earl, 7, Drew, 2, Darcy, 3. No overvotes or write-ins. County Commissioner District 1, Robert, 17, Scott, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. County Commissioner District 2, Paul, 11, Charlotte, 2, Warren, 3, Bob, 4, Stacy, 5, Marcus, 6. No overvotes or write-ins. North Mason Regional Fire Authority Emergency Medical Services Property Tax Levy. Yes, 1, no, 2. No overvotes or write-ins on that one. And now we have the PCOs. PCO, Precinct 1, Democrat, Franklin, 1, Dave, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 13, Republican, Ashley, 1, Dean, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 29, Republican,
Mary, 1. Christian, 2. David, 3. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 37, Republican. Bill, 1. Jessica, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 55, Democrat. Suzanne, 1. Summer, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 58, Republican. Sarah, 1. Tavon, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 111, Republican. Ken, 1. David, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 122, Republican. Kenneth, 1. Barbara, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 135, Republican. Susan, 1. Ron, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 160, Republican. Douglas, 1. David, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 170, Republican. Sandra, 1. John, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 202, Republican. Alicia, 1. Tabitha, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 207, Republican. Tim, 1. Maria, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 227, Republican. Cheryl, 1. Patero, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 250, Republican. Kathleen, 1. Jeffrey, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 260, Republican. David, 1. Randall, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 263, Republican. Jennifer, 1. Matthew, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 267, Daniel, 1. Kaylee, 2. Republican. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 270, Republican. Evelyn, 1. Jesse, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 303, Republican. Virginia, 1. Shirley, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 312, Republican. Thomas, 1. Terrence, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 314, Republican. Terrace, 1. Robert, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 322, Democrat. Polly, 1. Aaron, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 401, Republican. Chris, 1. Rand, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 412, Republican. Colin, 1. James, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 415, Republican. Shannon, 1. Joyce, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 422, Republican. Dan, 1. William, 2. Johnny, 3. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 426, Republican. Joan, 1. Pam, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 427, Republican. William, 1. Elizabeth, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 430, Democrat. Chiara, 1. Shirley, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 442, Republican. Jan, 1. Jeremy, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 450, Republican. Shirley, 1. David, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. Precinct 453, Republican. Brian, 1. Ronald, 2. No overvotes or write-ins. And precinct 458, Republican. Matthew, 1. Howard, 2. No overvotes
were write-ins. Okay,
That's it.
we all good?
You're all good.
Okay, excellent. So that means that our tabulation system worked. It tabulated the results exactly as we had marked the ballots, which is a good thing. We will then we'll sign some certification papers.
Did you want to do the upload the vote one now or after?
Can we do that
Sure,
after?
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that after. Okay.
You might have already had one. in
Do we
your-
already have one of these filled out?
Well, it marked, yeah, marked.
Yeah, we got ours
Oh,
filled
oh,
out.
great. Anybody else who wants to sign? You want anybody else to sign?
Yeah, sure. Regina, will you sign as an observer?
Okay.
Tina or Michael? Okay. So, we'll get some- yes.
I can get a copy.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
And did you need to make a copy of this too?
We'll make a copy of that as well.
Okay.
Okay,
That's fine.
and you've got a copy of that?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, sir. How many-
Do you need a copy of the zero too?
There you go.
How many copies?
We just need one. We'll take the originals, we'll give you the copies.
Yeah.
Usually we make two, because we keep one in our brown folder and you're gonna.
Okay,
lock
there you
one
go,
up.
two.
Yeah.
All right, so that's the certification. We'll sign off on some documents. Thank you for watching. And the next live stream we do will hopefully be a tour of the ballot processing room. So look for that one. Thank you very much.